This man got me rolling, bro. This man really got me rolling, bro. Since I brought up how the sun aligns up with me, let me turn this down a little, just to make sure. I told this guy about how this is going on when the sun aligns up with me. Like whether it's on this side of the earth or the other side of the earth. And, you know, since the blast has been going on sometimes when it's not perfectly aligned up with me recently, simply because I'm trying to blast it away from Earth. Like, for example, the blast would usually just be directly at me. But since I changed the magnetic field, and therefore the timing would be very easy to get as well. You know, but since I created this magnetic field effect, it strengthened the Earth's magnetic field. So also when I went up to the firmament, when I went up to my throne, you know, the sea of glass, they call it the firmament. It basically, that's what it looks like at least, not, you know, a sea of glass. So, but it basically blasts it all off to the right and to the left and away from the Earth. We finally had one blast recently that was actually very big towards Earth. That was literally on the day because that I created a power, and that's the only reason that happened. It didn't really affect Earth's magnetic field. But it seems since I told this guy, it really just, oh, it's very nice. Oh, I should pause. See, kind of things they do. Yeah, like, do any of y'all know how to pause your video? Like your audio like that? Like, no, not a button. It's called, the feds. They're fed up. They're angry. The nations are angry because of what I do, you know. Because they can't do what I do, so that's what they do, the nerdy thing. Literally, only these computers, the only places guys could ever play God, and that's why you see only them on here, because they block people like me and other people that they don't want to be hurt. They don't want to be heard, you know. Censorship, man. That's all it is. That's why this guy will never mention that I brought this up to him. He's going to instead try and blame it on the Sahara in this interaction with the sun. So he basically, obviously wasn't, you know, he saw my comments, saw my videos, saw all this stuff, or saw people or whatever talking about it, because a lot of people are correcting him about it. And then he wants to try and embellish it for himself as well, and try and talk about it being back 3 weeks ago. It was funny how it was happening long before that, and you know, he didn't mention it then. He thinks it's only been going on for about 3 weeks. I'm gonna let him just talk himself into a corner real quick, but I've already been explaining this, and I'm gonna show you it's still happening to the hour. It just starts before it gets to my location. You can see it in the shooting. You can clearly see it in the shooting. It's still like all around the time that is when it's over me, but he's trying to say it's over the Sahara. I'm gonna show you that's not even close to true.
Hey, what's up, guys? Hope everybody's doing well and having a great day. You guys know the...
Notice this. He's not even showing the more recent ones. He's showing the old ones. But where's the center of this? It's around 15 and 16. It starts to speed up around 15 is around the center of it. It starts up a little before that as well, but the center of it, the place where it would be located at, is around 15 to 16.
The pattern that we...
He's using these because these are really obvious and powerful, because it was right before I created the newer power that made it all like inverted, and instead of all this brightness, this blue and stuff, the dark parts are coming in much more deeper, and it seemed like it was less power, but it was just more controlled and perfected.
that we've been following in the Schumann resonance now for 3 weeks on a 24-hour cycle, lasting from 10 universal to 21 universal. Well, I found something else that's on that same cycle that I want to share with you guys here in just a moment. But first, coming down here to the South Pacific, remember back in January of 2022 when there was a very large underwater volcanic eruption on the 15th of January? Here's the video.
You know, I predicted that as well. They don't give me no credit for this. Like, I get this shit to the day and hour, bro. Here it is right here. They won't let the video play, of course. All I got was hate for it. And this is based on the 7s. Like I told you, every 7 days. Like, let me show you the flare that started it. This is not on the 15th. See, this is the 14th. They talk about it in space weather, too. They get it incorrect. Wants to put cookies on here, but I'm not doing that. Saturday evening, January 5th, 15th. They're talking about when it's going to arrive. Let me show you when the solar flare actually happened. M-class solar flare, a minor solar flare took place earlier today, peaking at 2 UTC. The solar flare comes from the region behind the northeast limb and is now starting to rotate on to the Earth-facing solar disk. We better look at it in the days ahead. What's this? January 14th. See? In the footage, 14th. I don't know how the hell this down here is looking at the future. You see? It says 13th. I know it's on the 14th because I'm going to show you. See? Like, I think these are some earlier ones, but this is something that happened on the 14th, you see? Friday 14th. And then they're expecting it to arrive on the 15th. It's a forecast, optimistic. That's the auroras that head for, you know, things arriving. I'm gonna show you the solar flare. It wasn't nothing on the 15th that triggered it. It triggered on the 14th. I'm gonna show you that minor one that they're talking about. That's the minor one, around 2 UTC, and that's the bigger one. So, press the wrong button, I should. Around 2, yeah. I said it peaked around 2, but it was really a little after. And then, here's the other one. See, that was the one that caused a volcanic eruption. It's gonna cause a tsunami because it absorbed all the energy in the earth. And then, you know, I keep telling you, I watched the 7th, man, and that caused earthquakes and all the sort. Let me go back so you can see. 14. Look at that. Now let me go back a little. Yep. See, I haven't typed in January 14th. This is the one that caused it, man. Guaranteeing. And the second flare is bigger than the one that they noticed on that day, as you can tell. Funny how they don't mention it. But yeah, that's what caused that. And it's talking about this echo right here. Because last night I created some, because I can make new powers whenever I want now, so I made new powers. Did the same thing on the 9th. The 7th, that's when I set it all up. To be able to do it totally differently. And yeah, there was a lot of thunder and all that kind of stuff when I made it. Basically ended right when I stopped doing that. It was quite intense. And I was just making copies. Like, not really copies, just backups. It's the difference. But yeah, like usual, I was right on this one.
Video footage from space of that eruption, sending a tall ash plume high into the sky, sending out a tsunami, a shockwave that went all the way up to the west coast of California. In fact, I know somebody's boat that received it.
Yeah, it arrived there on the 15th.
damage from the tsunami that was instigated by this very large underwater volcanic eruption. And that occurred right down here off the coast of Tonga. Well, there's another volcano, underwater volcano, about 95 miles from the coast of Samoa, and people are starting to wonder if it's getting ready to do something, as residents are reporting that
there was actually another eruption, like either yesterday or the day before. It was yesterday at Tonga again, the very same location.
ground vibrating, and has been vibrating now for nearly 3 weeks, and they're asking that scientists come.
And that's why I know this is going on now. You see how he's trying to set a tone by looking at that particular location for 3 weeks now? They're trying to connect it to CERN. Some people even tried to say it was on the 4th when CERN started. No, it was on the 5th. I purposely started on the 4th, like to be ahead of it. And they even did this evil shooting on that day to try and counteract the positive energy, and took down my grandma, who was literally 89, about to be 90 in August. That's why you've been having all these nines, like the 9th of August, which was my birthday, on August 7th. But they said the Messiah would return. And you know, this is like, I'm telling you, I'm feeling like God, because I can make these powers so easily. And I've pretty much shut down the main problem I've had with the parasites and all that kind of stuff. Yep, it's pretty cool. So yeah, like that's why all the nines are in there. For example, when the Georgia Guidestones got destroyed by my lightning bolt, it took out the top of it, then hit the front, because you know, lightning kind of goes like zigzag, which is impossible to directly blast. You with some kind of blast like that, you would have some kind of residue on the other things, like some kind of spherical type of effect. That's what they would have had to have had. There's no way they could have reached the top of that pillar. It's too tall. And when that happened, it was like, I think it was like 4 o'clock, because Forever 4, you know, July 4th, but the 4 riders as well, where this all began for me. The 4 spirits of God, you know, Darksiders and all that kind of stuff. And it was 3 minutes and 33 seconds, which is 9. There's another respect to my grandma, because what's 4 plus 4? You know, it's 8. She was 89. She was born in 1933. You know, my grandma was pretty badass, like I said. You know, she related to Storm Angie. She looks like Storm, and at the same time they're related and all that. Storm and Jean, if you know the lore and all that. But yes, I'm just gonna let this continue now. They say that's what's been. It was an increase. That's what they noticed. But it's been going on a lot longer than 3 weeks. Like he's trying to set the stone, but I mean the tone. But I've been doing this a lot longer than that. See, this is back in 2020. See, same 24-hour situation when the sun aligns up me, because I've been doing this a lot longer than he knew. You know, he wants to try and connect it to what he's doing instead of what's actually happening. That's the problem with these idiots. They take what I do for granted, man.
Down to American Samoa and to check out the situation and possibly the volcano itself and see what's going on. The underwater volcano is right here. It stands a whopping 16,400 feet underwater. That's over 3 miles high. And over here in the American Samoa, again, people are feeling the vibrations from the activity over here at this very large underwater volcano. So we're keeping a close eye on that, as we remember January of 2022 very well. The beginning of the year started off with an incredible eruption that was from an underwater volcano. Coming over here to the homepage of the website, today's feature photo was sent in by Hunt out of Boulder Valley, Montana. An ominous looking sky as thunderstorms were rolling through the area. I want to come back now to the human residents, and you're looking at the...
See, it's still increasing. Like, I took it through a whole nother phase. You see how it looks totally different from the other one, how it's got all that darkness around it? That's because it's running that much cooler and that much more efficiently. But it's actually just as powerful, if not powerful. Doing much more, much less effort. And allows me to create more powers more quickly as well. I don't have to make trillions of copies of it. I just make one. So I can make it in 1 minute. It's real easy. Technically less if I wanted to. but it wouldn't be maybe as efficient, maybe even more efficient. I haven't tested that kind, but I haven't needed to. It's like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. I like to change things a little bit at a time, because you can see it has drastic effects. But as you can see, it's starting to intensify even on this, because I created, it's just on another scaling, so it looks totally different. He was trying to think it was less powerful, but he didn't realize it was just powerful, not actually more powerful and more consistent on other scales. The higher ones, the more important ones. But anyways, where's the center of this? Around 14, 15. And then it gets stronger on the second one around 16 and 17, 18. And then the same thing on the day after. So it's really around 16 that it really starts to pick up. But watch what this reaching ass fool tries to say.
At the last 3 days, today, yesterday, the day before. And you can see that same pattern we've been following, starting at the 10 o'clock Universal Time on each day and stopping at around the 21 Universal Time on each day, and has been now for the better part of 3 weeks. I found something else that's quite interesting over here at the Go 16. I want you to pay attention to the time up here. This is Universal Time, and when it gets to the 10 o'clock Universal Time, as the direct sun is sweeping across the Atlantic Ocean, you can see it right there. It starts out over here off the west coast of Africa around the 10 o'clock Universal Time. And you can watch the direct sunlight move across the Atlantic Ocean, through the South Caribbean, and then over into the East Pacific at around 2100 Universal Time. And it seems like, oddly enough, that the direct sunlight moving across the Atlantic Ocean is following the same exact path over 4,000-mile long Sahara sand plume. And what I think...
This dude's a clown, man. He's trying to say that the desert's... Like, I'm gonna let him finish though.
What's going on is because it's the same exact time frame, the time frame that you see here, the light moving across the Atlantic Ocean, or at least the direct sunlight interacting with the sand right there, coincides almost identically with this mysterious anomaly that we've been seeing in the Shooting Resonance. Here's August, and I've even got data going back into July, and it started around the 1st of July, I think, maybe a little bit sooner. You can see this pattern that's on a 24-hour cycle. It's been going on for a while. I know probably at least 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, if not longer. These are some readings from August, and you can see they started the...
That wasn't the 1st of July.
You see this pattern that's on a 24-hour...
Slick little bastard. That's the 11th and the 12th. Nowhere near the 1st. It's after I created my power. You're trying to be slick, you little dirty bastard. So I started to intensify. I already told you watch the 11th as well. That's why the 12th and the 11th are interesting. That's what I started looking at.
4-hour cycle. It's been going on for a while. I know probably at least 3 weeks, maybe 4 weeks, if not longer. These are some readings from August, and you can see they start at the 10 o'clock Universal Time, each and every one of them, and they start at the same time the sun is interacting with the Sahara sand. So what I'm thinking here is that the sunlight that's interacting with this very large sand plume, that's an anomaly itself, spanning across the Atlantic Ocean for over 4,000 miles, is creating a resonance that's being picked up in the Schumann data. And here's what I think is occurring with regard to the sand. Light itself does not produce heat. It's the absorption of light that produces heat. Light is energy. Heat is energy. When a physical body absorbs light, like the Sahara sand here, it converts the energy of the absorbed photons into kinetic energy, vibrations of its own atoms. So the sunlight you see right here interacting with the Sahara sand contain billions of atoms. They begin to vibrate. That vibration is being detected in the Schumann resonance. And it's no coincidence that it's occurring at the exact same time the sun's interacting with the sand. We're seeing the unusual anomaly show up in the Schumann data. It's just a theory, guys. I don't believe in coincidence, and those time frames are nearly identical. So just something to think about. Maybe it's the sun and the Sahara sand that's creating that unusual signature that we're seeing in the Schumann data. I want to go over to South Carolina.
Making me laugh, buddy. Notice he never shows the website, right?
Across the Atlantic.
Doesn't show like the web address. But look at the timing. It starts around 10. Like, to start doing something. Yes, the earth absorbs my energy. It seems like you paid attention to that explanation I put out eons ago, and that causes the earthquakes. Yeah, volcanic activity. Like, first it starts with volcanic activity, then it's that causes the earthquakes. But you're still not paying attention to when it's really peaking. You see how it peaks later on? Let's show you when it actually peaks. He doesn't want you to actually go look at this. If you're just going off his video, you're not going to be able to find this. I had to pay attention to him actually mentioning the website. Luckily, he didn't mention the website, he mentioned the camera. And it was really hard to find the camera. Like if I type in I'm not gonna find it this way. Like you'll get images, you won't get video. See? I mean, if you're real good at navigating this, maybe you could figure it out. I think maybe now that I'm looking at it, maybe real time. Let's see. Is this it? Nope. It's just America. Maybe there's another one that's for the whole globe. Looks like this is the same website, I'm assuming. Nah, it's a different website. You can tell by the image. Just seeing that they have it on here. You know what? Fuck it. I don't got time for that. Like you're not gonna find it easily. He doesn't list it on his website. I basically had to find another person that had it, like by doing this. Something like this, you know, like, and basically find another person's video that had that same footage, because there's like a million different footages of it apparently. I think it was this one. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, you see, I think this is it. Nah, this isn't it. This isn't the one I looked at earlier. There's another one just like this that had the link. That was how I was able to find it. You see how difficult it is, though. But like, it was just like that. That's how I found it. Because if you go down here, he doesn't have it. That's a link to the other video he's got in there of somebody's. One of the other videos, the underwater volcano, the one that's related to Tonga. So he doesn't show it, so I just want you to see this basically. Because when you see it like this, you'll see more clearly what really is going on. Because he doesn't show the whole day, like he keeps clipping it at certain points to try and keep it focused, or keep your focus over Africa or whatever. Where I wouldn't be surprised if that was related to it, but like he's not paying attention to the core of it. It has nothing to do with that. I mean, for example, we have deserts in America, like Arizona. Like, is Arizona being dragged all the way across the ocean to China? No. Did we used to have hurricanes like a year ago? Because this didn't happen in the entire summer, because the increased power that I caused the sun to have, that drags that across the ocean. So we didn't have one hurricane this entire season so far. Like, we're getting into the peak of it right now, though. But anyways, it probably is just because the sun's going more south, so maybe it can sneak it in there a little bit, who knows. But like, notice what time. Oh, it's not. Oh, I gotta stop it to step it up. You see, it's nowhere near over there anymore. The sun's like over here now. Let's see what happened around 15. Oh, now it's like aligned up with me again, isn't it? Like you used to. Watch, I'll show you. Watch. Stop it. Turn off this reverse. Now you see these and stuff. Alright, so it jumps from. Okay, I'm thinking it jumped, but you see it's over there. It's like it's starting. What happens at 11 really? You see what's really happening? What's really beginning to happen right here? Yeah, it's over Africa in general, like, at that point, right? But what is beginning to happen? Remember, this is when it begins. It's beginning to line up right where I am on the East Coast, right? And watch what happens as it comes forward. Down around 15, you can tell it's like right below me now. I mean, this is only because of the time of year, really. Like, oh, that's very laggy, isn't it? Interesting. Being lagging on the image, so it makes it look like it's not really where it is, isn't it? Interesting that they programmed that in there. Really should just play this slower. You know what? That's what I'm gonna do. But right around here, you see it's over top of me. That's when it's most powerful usually. 17, same thing. It's not even over there anymore. And so let's look at 17 on this thing right here. See, 17 is the peak of it. That's when it's right over top of me, and not even over top of the Sahara anymore. Not even over top of it. So okay, even with this one, right? Even though this happens like daily, right? This is way before he even notices, by the way. I want to get one of these things where I did it for a whole day before. Whole fucking day. Whole 24 hours. Look at that. From 12 to 12. Yeah, explain that. Explain that, dude. Whole fucking day. Literally 24 hours, bro. That was on the 3rd. No, that was the 3rd month. Then the hour of the day. I'm guessing, yeah, those are the days. 17. What a surprise. A 7. What a surprise. Because 17 is is 7 days after the 10th. It's another 7. I'm not surprised that would happen on that day. I mean, 24 fucking hours only. Let's see about this one. Let's see if I can guess this one properly. The 11. What did I tell you? The 11s, bro. And I'm winging this, bro. I'm winging this. Oh my God, I'm too good at this, bro. Yeah, let him do that with his Sahara desert bullshit. And these deserts in America, all over the damn places. It's a joke. The whole Earth's made out of like quartz and stuff like that. But the deserts have a little bit more of it. It could have been a slight factor. But the fact that it goes that equally just as far past into my history. Like, let me go look at the one you got. See, it goes equally both ways of me. If it was the Sahara doing it, it would go both ways of the Sahara. Because it would be the focal point when the sun interacts with me. But when the sun interacts with me, I literally boost its power in the whole entire Earth. Like, the entire Earth, not just Sahara Desert. That's why I dragged the Sahara Desert. It's because I literally created a power base right now. And I've been doing this to the day and the hour for a long time. To the day and the hour, you see in this one, day and the hour in the other one. This got to do with the rod of iron back in February. I was just talking about to y'all in the last video where I cleared the sky. And then I made a video about it right here, clearing the organite. See what's organite? It's quartz. That's why I literally drag it across the fucking ocean to me. And y'all are just noticing it. Like it's been going on for a while now.
You can tell it's a clear sky. It's been like that ever since I created the new power. And,
I mean, what else do I have to say?
Yeah, the sun is beaming and it's reacting to it. It's the organite. Very sure y'all, it really does clear the skies. You can tell it's a clear sky. It's been like that ever since I created the new power. And,
yeah, keep faking. I'm gonna post this right on your channel too.
It's reacting to it. It's the organite. for sure that it really does clear the skies.
Yeah, I remember this one crazy bitch just saying that, like, her, she was saying, what was she saying? She was saying that her fucking her apple cider vinegar was clearing the skies all, like, in the future forecast. I'm like, yeah, you could clear the sky in your area for a day with it. You're not going to change the future forecast. Only I do that, you know, like, because, you know, I mean, that's what I fucking intended it to do, you know. And I said it was going to do long ahead of time. And they even talked about this yesterday in the video, like talking about how I cleared the skies since February. He even mentioned that the UV's been like that since February. He's right. I changed that drastically on February. But it's probably been going on for a while now. But the organizer really does a great job. Once I created a power out of it, it was over. But
in the air and everything's much better. I mean, you know, like you a lot better. You know, sleep perfectly. It's like the air is just so clean now. It's been a life-changing purchase. I'll put it like that. But it's not just the stoves. What I did to the stoves. You know. Like I'll put it like this: Infinity stoves. And there were actually 7 of them. I thought there were only 6 of them. I was like, come on, man. There got to be a 7th one. Maybe I'm just a 7th one.
Funny thing is, I literally just bought some more stones and got them in the mail today. There's 7 of them, but they're smaller than the other ones. But none of them are like really, really small, like the one that I'm about to show you. Like, so it's kind of interesting. Like, I might have to do something with them in the future.
And the cool thing is, the 7th one was actually this chain.
You see, you're gonna see how small the 7th one was with the original ones I had, which are much bigger than the ones I got today. But none of the ones that I got today are as small as the one you're about to see.
I like to wear around on my head and like hangs right here. It's so cool, bro. Like, I'm gonna have to probably make another power just to include this one because I wasn't wearing it. I didn't know I had it.
These are pretty. It's probably a good thing that they're small like they are, because I'll be able to keep them more secretly located. Like, I'm gonna be setting them in secret locations. And then I'm gonna probably create a power based on that. I'm gonna set them up like totally. I'm gonna try and put them in, you know, to my north and my south, my east and my west. You know, put up a barrier like all around me to help out the whole area.
So we like the 7 spheres that he walks in this. The 7 candlestick. Instead of him having to be the 7th. I mean, he is anyway. You know, it looks either way out, or you have to do it. So you can tell it's very effective. I'm going to take a negative energy and turn it into positive. That's basically what I'm trying to show you. And the sun, this is rainbow color to it, right? That's a sign of salvation.
I mean, do I need to say anything else? Ding dong, the witch is dead. Ding dong, the witch. You know what? Just gonna go with this. And then I want y'all to see the comments too, because they're calling them out on shit, but I like it. I called him out on this. It was more than 19 minutes ago. I guess it doesn't update or whatever. Which one should I? We'll go with this one. Let them do that. I'll let them hang them. Yeah. It's the solar radiation. Thank you. He can feel it too when he's in it. He's probably out of tune with it. That's probably why. All it's doing is trying to put him in tune. I want you to take note. I want you to take note how when they're in the sun, that's when they're noticing it. See, it's the sun, but it's also, you know, my interaction with the sun is the main cause of it. Probably people are noticing it because these are a lot of English-speaking people, so they're probably, you know, they're going to be sensing it more than other people because they're in America with me. That's literally why the 9th of August was centered around me this year. It's literally like egocentric universe. Like, I remember my uncle said it because he was trying to insult me, but I was like, actually, you're right. It is based around my ego. You're right. It's based around me. You're right. That's a perfect way of describing it. Like, I'm like the double slit experiment, like on roids, bro. Like, it's like, for real. Like, this shit is based around when I'm perceiving things, when I first become aware of things, all kinds of stuff like that. When I first started doing things, all kinds of stuff like that. And when I was born, for example, that's why the Tonga thing was on the 14th, because I was born on the 7th. But there's a lot of these 7s and stuff, like, you'll see that over and over again. Like the 9th of August was on my birthday, you know, like they sensing it, curious. And these guys want to talk about servants. Been going a long time before that. I've already shown y'all that. July 4th, no, it was July 5th, no. I know this because that was just them trying to piggyback on what I'm doing like usual. January 5th, I mean July 5th, see, right here, not letting me highlight it. 3rd or 4th of July, we look back in a decade. Yeah, they're being slick about it. I'm just gonna put it in. They're just celebrating on the 3rd and the 4th. They're trying to be slick. You see, celebrating. Can we just show when it starts up again? July 5th test, see? Starting on the 5th. Certain 5th. Ceremony explained. Jesus, when did this? I had it on my playlist, man. Yeah, on the 5th, they'll start run 3. You see? Trying to be slick, man. Maybe that shit started on the fucking 5th. I know my stuff, bro. It wasn't no damn 4th. No bullshit out here. New. Like usual, I'm right, but these little ass kissers, like, this is the parasite working against me, bro. Like, they be, like, everything they do is diametrically opposed. Like, I explain this shit and get 2 thumbs down. I'm the only one that thumbed it up. I swear this thing, like, turns the thumb ups and the thumb downs. I swear that's how it works. I wouldn't even care though, like, it doesn't matter to me. I've heard shit out of this part too. Oh, they paused the song, that's nice. Like, again, like, does anybody else know how to pause on a touch screen like that? Let me see, so. As you can see, it's aligned with me at that time. I mean, I've already explained this. It's just the same thing over and over again. Explain this. People just trying, like, this is really just the parasites trying, like, you know, act like it's somehow something else. Nah, I create the thunder. It's called lightning build up. and do it anywhere I want, as you can tell. He's sensing the ground moving. That means he over by the Sahara. No. We literally got no hurricanes this whole year. Last year we did. I was still doing that 24-hour effect. They go with the hydron bullshit again. Was the hydron running that whole time? No. I'm doing this for fucking, like, goodness God. Like, how long have I been doing it? And the hydron wasn't even running, I was still doing it. Like, I was doing this before July. Whatever the hell, like. See? This is February. Getting into the hour, daily. Predicted when they were gonna go in that to try and create more drama to the hour. Shut down Satan with the yeah, that was like after February, so it was pretty much over. See, I was clearly, this is just, these are really big blasts too, like let me show you. Pretty much this video is over. Been talking about the thunder, been talking about the magnetite, limitless. Oh, they don't let it play, huh? Okay. Same thing happened with this too. About this one. Gee, you know anybody with this many censored videos? Jeez. Can't even get through there on that, bro. They got rid of all of those because they were bangers, bro. That's fine with me. That just made me even more famous by doing it. Pretty sure it's another too. I want to make sure I got to the hour and all that kind of stuff. Sometimes I don't really show that in the video. So. This is busy using that song. That song used to be so perfectly timed, like what I was talking about. At that point, I had done it so many times, I stopped even showing it. That's why that one didn't say hour. But I predicted something hard, and this one it'll show. On these ones, I like to use these ones like that because, you know, it's usually got to do with somebody showing something very simple that I don't have to do much effort. Might have to pause the other stuff.
Earthquake, initially a 7.0, it's been downgraded to a 6.9 over here at the USGS. Still a very shallow quake at 6.2 miles deep. That is 10 kilometers. That occurred at 1:57 p.m. That would be my time, just a little over an hour ago. Once again, near the islands of Fiji, New Caledonia, there was a tsunami alert issued with this very large earthquake, simply because it was so shallow. Looking at the National Data Buoy Center, there are no buoys in the immediate area of the very large earthquake. However, the buoys in the region are not in event mode. In event mode would be a yellow buoy flashing or pulsating. You don't see any of that, at least for the time being. And that's a good thing because that was a very shallow, strong earthquake coming on the heels of a strong solar flare, a large...
You see this? Look where it's lined up. You see it right there on the Earth, lined up with the East Coast, and that was midday for me. You could tell by the blast. Like, that's how it was always on all these videos, man. That's why they kept getting rid of them. They want people to see that, because it's very obvious when you see that.
X1 Earth-directed solar flare at 17:30 Universal Time that was picked up almost...
Yeah, I don't just predict earthquakes that I predict solar flares, all that. You just gotta do alignments with me. He's just trying to get onto the 24-hour cycle thing. That's happening every day, and he ain't getting in it because he don't want to equate it to what it is. Yeah, that he's just too dumb to.
Instantly in the ionosphere of planet Earth.
He's like seemingly instantly, because he's a globe-tard ass bullshit. That's the only reason he's seen. It's instant because it's right above us. Man. Even if it was far away, I'd be able to make a transfer instantly. It's just how powerful. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't know what else I got to say.
The large solar flare sent a CME, a shockwave through the solar system.